Hi students, welcome to my channel. In this channel we provide the in-depth knowledge of different programming languages like C, C++, Java, Python, etc. which differentiate you with others. In our series of simple pointers, today we are going to discuss another question which is also very technical and very good, which helps you to crack any interview, technical interview in C and C++ in big companies like TCS, Infosys, etc. I am getting good response from you all people. Everybody is appreciating this series and everybody is requesting please don't stop this series because they are getting ample knowledge from this series. So continuing this series, let's start. Here we are having one program void main int arr 3. What is this arr here? ARR is a two-dimension array having 3 rows and 3 columns, to which we are initializing the value 1, 2, 34, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9. तो 3 by 3 का मैट्रिक्स है, इसका नाम क्या है ARR, जिसका टाइप क्या है int, to which we are initializing the value 1, 2, 34, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we are defining, or you can say we are declaring a pointer variable int star ptr. What is ptr? ptr is a pointer to an integer. Now when I try to write ptr is equal to arr, means we are trying to assign arr in ptr. No doubt this is not a right way to initialize. Why? Because arr is a name of the array. Name of the array gives the base address of the 0th element of the array. So in 2-dimension array, 0th element is 1-dimension array. So ARR is holding the base address of 0th 1-dimension array, that is 1, 2 and 34. But PTR is a pointer to an integer. So when we try to store the address of an array to a pointer to an integer, compiler will warning us assignment from incompatible pointer type. Means we are trying to store the address of one type in a pointer of another. Because from the first day what we have learned कि जिस टाइप का पॉइंटर होगा उसी टाइप का एड्रेस होगा, या जिस टाइप का एड्रेस स्टोर करना है उसी टाइप का पॉइंटर बनाओगे. Getting my point? Why we are getting warning here? Because ARR is a name of the array. Again, try to listen each and every sentence very carefully. ARR is a name of the array. Name of the array gives the base address of the 0th element of the array. In 2-dimension array, 0th element is an 1-dimension array. So name of the array is not a pointer to an integer as in the case of integer array, 1-dimension array. Here name of the array is a pointer pointing to a 1-dimension array, that is 1, 2 and 34. Getting my point? So we are trying to store the address of a 1-dimension array in a pointer to an integer. So compiler will warn us assignment of incompatible point type, but this is not an error. Compiler is just warning out. So here PTR is holding what? ARR. ARR means the base address of 1 to 34. Now do you agree with this point that the base address of 1 and the base address of 1 to 34 and the base address of 1 to 34, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will be exactly same, because array starts from 1 to 9 and arrays की properties क्या है? All the elements will be stored in a continuous memory location. So when I try to write printf %u arr2 ptr2 value at ptr plus 2, the output what we are getting to 428, 34 and 34. Now see here. Now all the elements will be stored in a continuous memory location. Do you agree with this point? Fine. Suppose array starts from 404. So 44 bytes it will take 4408, 412, 416, 420, 424, 428, 434 and 436. Now do you agree with this point? Just hold on. The base address of this 1 and the base address of 1 to 34 and the base address of this 2-dimension array, all are what? All are 404. If I ask what is the base address of 1, you will say 404, If I ask what is the base address of 0th 1D array, that is 1 to 34, you will say 404. And if I ask what is the base address of this 2-dimension array, you will what? You will say 404. But all these 404 are different. Getting my point? If we talk about the base address of an integer, so it will increment 1 byte. If we talk about the base address of 1 to 34, it will increment 12 bytes. And if we talk about the base address of this complete, it will increment 36 point. Why? Because increment depend upon the type of the pointer. जिस type का pointers होगा उतने byte increment होगा. Suppose if I write int star ptr plus 1, it will increment 4 bytes. But if I write cat star ptr plus 1, it will increment 1 byte. Why? Character holds 1 byte, whereas integer holds 4 bytes. So we are, no doubt ARR is holding the base address of what? Base address of this 1-dimension array. The base address of 1-dimension array, but we are trying to store that array in PTR. Now PTR is what? PTR is a pointer to an integer. Now if I write PTR plus 1, it will increment how many bytes? No doubt it will increment 4 bytes. Now if I write ARR plus 1, it will increment 12 bytes. Because ARR is holding the base address of an 1-dimension array. And increment depend upon the type of the pointer. If I write PTR plus 1, it will increment 4 bytes. If I write ARR plus 1, it will increment 12 bytes. And if I write AND of ARR plus 1, it will increment 36 bytes. Getting my point? Suppose if I write PTR plus 1, it will increment 4 bytes because PTR is a pointer to an integer. If I write ARR plus 1, it will increment how many bytes? 16 bytes. No, sorry, 12 bytes. Because 3 columns, hai na? 4 3s are 12. ARR is having the base address of 1-dimension array. And if I write AND of ARR plus 1, it will increment how many bytes? 36 bytes. 9 4s are 36. So increment depend upon what? Type of the pointer, because we have already gone through in the previous classes कि whenever a pointer is incremented or decremented, it always points to the next or previous location of its type. जिस type का pointer होंगे उतना byte वो increment करेगा. Because if I write PTR, what is PTR? PTR is a pointer to an integer. No doubt PTR is holding the base address. No doubt PTR is holding the base address, but actually it is pointing to 4 bytes na. That is why what we are saying, pointed to an integer. It is not pointing to only 1 byte. So when I write PTR plus 1, it will increment 4 bytes. And ARR is having the base address of 1-dimension array. But actually it is pointing to what? It is not pointing to only 1. It is pointing to 1, 2 and 34. And when I write ARR plus 1, it will increment 12 bytes. And when I talk about AND of ARR gives the base address of this 2-dimension array, who is having 3 rows and 3 columns. And if I add plus 1 to that AND of ARR, it will increment how many bytes? 36 bytes. Why? Because it is having 9 elements of type integer. 1 element is equal to 4 bytes. So 9 4s are 36. Getting my point? So these things are very important. Now, if we talk about here, when I write ARR 2, ARR is what? ARR we are getting the base address of what? Base address of 1-dimension array plus 2, but it will increment 12 plus 12. So I am getting 428. क्योंकि plus 1 करेंगे, it will start pointing to 416 और plus 1 करेंगे तो it will start pointing to 428. Here I will get 16, not 12. Na? We have actually I was thinking that it is starting from 400, but actually it is starting from 404. So when I write PTR plus 1, it will increment how many bytes? It will increment 12 bytes. So 404 plus 12, 416. It will start pointing to 416. 16 plus 12, 428. So ARR plus 1, 416, ARR plus 2, 428, we are getting 428. Now if we talk about PTR, now PTR is a pointer to an integer. So if I write PTR 2, it is equivalent to value at PTR plus 2. So PTR is holding what? PTR is holding 404, 400 and plus 2 matlab 408 and 412, what we are getting? 34. This is converted into this is subscript notation and this is pointer notation. Again I am getting what? I am getting 34. Getting my point? Now PTR has been declared as an integer pointer and to being with is assigned the base address of an array. Here we have written PTR is equal to ARR. Again I am saying this is not the right way to assign. Why? Because PTR is what? PTR is a pointer to an integer and we are trying to store the address of a one dimension array in a pointer to an integer. This is not compatible. That is why compiler is warning us. Assignment of from incompatible pointer type. Fine. Now ARR2 gives the base address of the second one dimension array, that is 422, 428. Next comes the expression PTR2. Can we use such an expression? Answer is yes, because PTR2 is nothing but value at PTR plus 2. Even though PTR has not been declared as an array, we are perfectly justified in using the expression PTR2. PTR stored the address 404, so value at PTR plus 2 gives the value of the second integer from 404, that is 412, which is happened to be 34. Getting my point? Go through this. If any doubt you can ask me, otherwise we will stop here. These small questions are very important, believe me, because in these type of questions 90% of students are not comfortable. Why? Because their basics are not strong. Now we are using only 1 star now. If I start using 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, 7 star, believe me, everybody will mess up. But I can assure you, if you are very good in basics and if you understand ampersand sign and asterisk sign, you can handle galaxy of stars. I am not talking about 1 star, 2 star or 3 star. You can handle galaxy of stars. The moral of the story is your basics should be very strong. I had already uploaded 1 or 2 lectures depending upon the introduction to the pointers. Go and find it out in Harmeet Sir Classes channel. You will get the videos and go through it. Then you start simple pointer series. So I think we should stop here. Any doubt you can ask me. So this is the same program that I have written in Visual Studio. Let's try to execute it. See, 26866768, 34 and 34 we are getting the output, as well as we are getting the error also. No? Just hold on, I will show you the error. See, warning, assignment from incompatible pointer type, PTR is equal to ARR. But I am getting the output 26866768. What? It's a base address of an array, and 34 and 34 we are getting this value. I think we should stop here. If you like the content of this channel, please like, share and subscribe as much you can. It will motivate us. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.